Hi, Martin here from MDP Web Development. Have you ever wondered what exactly is web development? I mean, there's front end, back end, everything in between. Well, in this video, we're going to start with front end. We'll have a look at networks and infrastructure and go all the way through to back end. But be sure to stick around for the summary. It might be interesting if you're thinking of becoming a web developer. Maybe you want to make some money selling on your own website online. Or maybe you just want to make cool websites for your friends. If you find this video helpful, please add a like, share, comment and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. That we really appreciate it. Also, as my YouTube channel is new, please help me improve my content for you, the subscribers, by commenting with honest feedback, good and bad, on what to improve, what to put in and what to take out. Okay, let's get started. So this video is divided into 5 main sections: front end, transferring data, back end, security and infrastructure. But first we'll turn back the clock on the internet just to see where it evolved from. So let's just go over the history of the internet. It all started back in the dinosaur days of 1969 when ARPANET was created, the Advanced Research Project Agency Network. This was the first wide area packet switch network and one of the first computer networks to implement the TCP/IP protocol. This was the technical foundation of the internet. So what exactly is packet switching? Well, packet switching was created to allow communications over the internet. Small packets of data transferred from one PC to another, like postcards in the post. They all get sent. Then, at the other end, all the postcards are put back together to form a book. When all these packets are received, they are put together to form content we can view on our computers. So what is TCP/IP? Well, this is the framework for organizing the set of communication protocols used by many networks, including the internet as we know it today. Basically, it shows how the data must be put into packets, adds addresses to know where to send it, and how it will be transmitted and received. The people behind this incredible feat of engineering were computer scientists Vinton Cerf and Robert Kahan. Next, we have lots of big servers. Ever since the early 2000s, they've been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. These big servers just store tons of data and internet pages, then serve the content out to our browsers for us to view it. In 1993, browsers were invented. So what are browsers? Well, they allow us to view content on the internet. They decode all the HTML, CSS and JavaScript and allow us to view websites on our computer or mobile devices. Browsers are constantly being improved, updated to suit the modern web as we know it today. Hi, before we move on, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to my channel and leave honest feedback to help this channel grow and improve for the subscribers. Thank you. What is the front end? So this is the part of a website or a web app that users see and interact with. This is probably the most important part as it gives the first impression of a website or web app to its users. The front end of websites and web apps can all look very different. Some can look great while others, well, not so great. Think of the front end as a steering wheel and dashboard in your car. It looks nice and you use it to control the car. So how does the front end work? The main homepage of a website is a document, usually named index.html. On its own, it does not look very good, just like a bunch of text. HTML is hypertext markup language, just a form of document for the web. It holds all the information we need on our web page, like the shell and interior of our car. CSS styling. To make the HTML page look better, it is styled with a style sheet. We can set everything from colors, fonts, white space, headings, links, margins and padding. This is like saying we want our lights on the front of our car, seats positioned left and right and color to be red and green. But still, users cannot interact with the page yet. So, this is where we use JavaScript to let us interact with the websites and do things like click buttons, submit forms and use filters, etc. Think of it as all the controls allow us to use our car, like starting it to turning the music up. The computer browser controls how the page is shown by interpreting the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So websites and apps might look different in different browsers. as there might be slight differences in how the browsers see and render the page. Think of it as the middle part of your car dashboard, where all the clocks and lights show us how the car is doing. Can you think of any fun euphemisms instead of a car? Write it in the comments below. If it's good, I'll use it in my next video and give you a shout out. Transferring data. The internet is all about transferring data, whether you are scrolling through Facebook or downloading music or shopping online. You're using a front end and data is being transferred over the internet, usually to a back end. We'll look at this more in the next section. Think of it as all the electrical signals in your car being sent to the lights, sensors, CPU and radio. Hypertext Transfer Protocol. This is the web's foundation and is used to load web pages over the internet, like the electricity travelling through all the wires in your electric car. Application Program Interface. This allows two or more different computers to communicate with each other over a network, no matter how or what languages they were written in. And this makes our lives as developers much easier. Easy commands like get data and post data can be used to get and send data. Think of it as the button on the radio that allows you to turn up the volume. No matter what radio you have, the button will always allow you to increase volume. JSON and XML. This is how the data is formatted before it is sent by the API. Like a meal being ordered, the data is sent like a string of characters. It might look something like this. So what is the backend? This is where all the data comes from and is stored. When you buy a product, it is usually retrieved from a backend database. Backends can be programmed in many different languages. You can also use backend services, where you can rent an online database in the cloud, instead of having your own backend server. Think of it as the car engine, where all the work for moving the car is done. Backend databases come in two types: SQL, which means Structured Query Language, and NoSQL. They don't use SQL, rather they use a flexible schema model, which can be used like documents and other stuff. Think of this as talking to Alexa in your car. You might use language like, Alexa, turn the radio off. SQL stores data in rows and columns, just like a spreadsheet. You can say select all from menu table, where starter equals fish. NoSQL does not have to be strict and can be sometimes easier to use, like MongoDB, Bigtable and CouchDB are common ones. One example would be MongoDB. The backend is usually the slowest part of a website, as when data is requested, the backend has to go off and fetch it from a database and then display it. Think of the backend as the engine in your car. It does all the work, but you don't need to see it until your car breaks down, of course. Authorization is a process by which a server determines if the client has permission to use a resource or access a file. Security's main concern is protecting networks and computer systems from theft of software, hardware, or data. Security also protects computer systems from being used for the wrong purposes, like scams, etc. Think of it as security lock and alarm on your car. Authentication is performed when a user uses a username and password to log on to a service. The username and password are checked against a list and verified. Think of it as when you insert your key. On some cars, the key is verified that it belongs to you and is a genuine key. For all websites that want to show they're secure today, they use SSL Certificates, Secure Sockets Layer. These SSL certificates authenticate a website identity and enables a connection to it on the internet that is encrypted and secure. Encrypted just means only the website can understand the information and use it. Other machines cannot. Encryption is vital for security on the internet. To encrypt something just means you jumble it all up, send it, then only send the instructions on how to put it back together to certain people you want to know what is in the message. So, if a stranger finds the message, it'll just be garbage and mean nothing to them. Today's modern internet infrastructure is comprised of many servers, large and small, on all the time to accept requests and send out data. There are lots of parts to the internet: networking, cables, cellular towers, servers, data centers, and many more parts. Cloud computing just means you can rent a service that is online, instead of owning your own server to provide that service. Like renting a car for as many days as you need instead of buying one. Most things on the internet can be sold as a service, such as a backend database, etc. If you found this video helpful, please like, share and drop a comment below. Are you thinking of becoming a web developer and don't know where to start? Or you just want to create cool websites for yourself? If so, I'll be creating more content over the next few months, including all you need to know to get started on the road to web development. The content coming soon will be based on where to start, what to learn first, and how it all works. There'll also be step-by-step tutorials on how to use HTML, CSS and JavaScript for creating, maintaining and deploying your own websites live on the internet. These tutorials will help you create your own websites for yourself, for your friends, or to allow you to sell online. We'll also learn how to create e-commerce websites, from business plan to website to getting sales. Once we have our web stores created, next is digital marketing, to get people to see our stores and buy our products. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, then please like, share, comment and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. Also, please comment with your advice on how to improve my channel. Good, bad, honest feedback. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.